Hello and welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John, where in each episode we'll stroll down the Macintosh memory lane. We'll discuss older Macintosh computers, collecting all things related to the Mac and Apple computer, and current topics from the perspective that only a couple of old Mac fans can provide.
Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 620 for August 7th, 2022. Good morning, John.
Good morning, James, and welcome back.
Thanks. You see what we did there? We just started both shows at the same time. I think it's going to work this time. Because normally we do the video and then I somehow figure out later on that we got to do the audio part, and then
that's right.
We wind up doing two intros for the video folks, and see that, of course, now with my explanation, it still makes it weird. But
it's twice as long.
It'll be just but it'll just be this first
just
time.
This time. That's right.
If it works out. So, yes, I am back. You are back. Are you healed up? Are you ready?
Yeah, it's as good as my knee is probably going to get. 2 cortisone shots, and I think it's just I'm old and I have old knees, so yeah.
Right.
We'll definitely be getting some knee braces before Dragon Con.
You need to get you need to get recapped or something. I don't know. It sounds
right.
Must be some kind of
like a new patella, right? Yeah. Recapped.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, gave you some time to get better, and I was out and about, so but I guess we left it. You were going to try to do a show, and that didn't work out.
It did not work out.
No, I didn't hear the details, but okay, it just didn't.
Well, it's just we'll get Steve and David on to talk about the Lisa, hopefully eventually. And speaking of Steve,
was there not? Was it just an availability thing, or was there not?
The 1 week. David wouldn't have been available, and and then the next week I just ended up not doing it. So, yep,
got it.
Yeah,
no worries. Well, I see Steve's in the chat right now.
Yeah,
so maybe at the tail end he could jump in and give us a little teaser. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if he's around at the end and if he is willing. Well, let's see. What are we going to talk about this week? Other than the usual stuff. You had mentioned, I think we came across an ad.
Yes. Yeah. We came across an ad for Painter. I forget which version of Painter.
An early version.
Yeah. It was either 2 or 3.
The first version. Well, I think it was earlier than that.
Okay. All right.
Because
they had some.
Wasn't it 92? That magazine.
Yeah, which would have been Painter 2, I think. Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Okay. Probably. Because 91 version 1.2 came out.
Is that right? Well, anyway, you have a copy, and
I have a copy.
Look at it. I didn't know about. I didn't know that
the unusual packaging.
We'll talk all about that.
Sure.
The packaging, what it is, what it became.
Yeah.
Whole history and all that. So
stuff I didn't know. That's for
sure.
Yeah,
I didn't either. All right, so we got that to look forward to. Well, why don't we come back with some eBay finds? There we go. See that? Nice and clean. Other than the talking about it, I'll edit that out, of course. Yeah, thanks everybody reminding yourself for
remembering
this.
Remembering. I think that is the point you were trying to get out.
Something like that. You figure it out. I'll edit that one too. Okay, let's see. Let's go to some eBay finds. What we got here? All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Gosh, it's been like 3 weeks since we talked about these. Gave it some time for some shipping because the first one, the Apple Macintosh Black Large Polo shirt, this one sold to yours truly. $74.99. I was the only one to bid. Thank you, everybody, for backing off and not trying to snipe. But here it is, and I think I said something about wanting to proudly wear this thing, and then I got in, and it was this packaging, and it looked so nice and new. I thought, oh my gosh, this thing is mint in bag. I can't possibly
Well,
tear this
surely
bag
you. All right,
open.
wait,
What?
but the bag. I mean, there's pictures of it in the eBay of it not in the bag.
Well, they took it out of the bag to take the photos, and then it was carefully put back into the bag. But this is
Okay.
the original bag, original package. Yes. So
Nice, nice.
So I haven't gotten myself. One of these days I'll take maybe next week I'll take it out of the bag and actually try it on. But there it came in. Happy about that. But yeah, I mean, my gosh, this Picasso stuff hard to come by.
Heck yeah, yeah.
I'm quite surprised that I got away with that for just under $100. Okay. What's next? Oh, the HD20, right? This is the original
Right. Yeah, the
configuration.
converted. Right, right.
Right. Originally, these worked through the floppy port. This one was modified to work with SCSI, so presumably give it much faster operation. This one sold for some unknown number. I hate that when eBay does this. They accept a best offer.
Mhm.
Seller did. Put the line through the $250, which was the asking price, and just says best offer accepted, whatever that is.
Sure, right.
So who knows? And then this lot, there's a whole couple of shelves full of old Macs and accessories. I think there were some laser printers of questionable functionality. This one, again, one of these mystery ones. The listing has ended because the item is no longer available. So there you go. Who knows what became of all this good stuff? Okay, let's start with a very easy, simple one. I just love the simplicity of the early Mac advertising, the print
Oh,
advertising.
absolutely. Right.
It was everywhere. We have a lot of the posters, and those are nice, but there were
Mhm.
print ads everywhere. Many of them very clever. And I never remember seeing this one, and then I saw this one for sale. I thought, oh, this is just priceless. So it's a 2-pager, and the first page says, "Question: What's the solution to tonight's homework problem?" Okay, and it says nothing more. It's just a black text on a white background.
Mhm.
All right, you ready? You ready for the reveal? Answer. And the next page has the answer. And of course, the answer, as they were in the old days, I don't
Right.
know if you see this anymore, but do you remember when you used to
Yeah, yeah.
have a
You'd have like
textbook
there'd
or
be a
something?
quiz or something, and
Right,
they'd have the answers printed really small, upside down in
upside
the
down,
corner. So right.
just enough to so you have to make a little effort, otherwise you wouldn't cheat on yourself.
Yeah, yeah. So here they've got the word answer colon, and then underneath it upside down they've got, is that an SE or a
Yeah,
SE30? I can't quite tell. Okay, in the picture.
could be either or.
It's an SE. It's an SE.
It is an SE. Okay,
Yeah, you can tell
all
by
right.
the
And
flippy board.
there's some little text at the top. It says it can help move your grades from the middle of the road to the start of the alphabet. And now you can get one with student parent financing. No question about it. The power to be your best. And
But
yeah,
again, you're talking about the simplicity. So yeah, you've got
there's a
that
lot of
front
white
page.
space. Yeah.
Yeah, front page, it's just the black text, white background.
Mhm.
On the inside, it's a 2-page spread. 98% of it is just paper, just blank, except
Yeah.
for a very tiny picture of the product and some very tiny text across the top.
But it gets your attention. I mean, there's no
It
Apple
gets your
logo, no
attention.
nothing on the front
Absolutely.
page, right?
So this looks like this was pulled out of a magazine or something. Looking at
Mm-hmm.
the very nicely, neatly cut out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really,
That's it. Just
really
an
neat.
ad.
Mhm.
Let's see, the 9.5 inches by 12 inches.
Mhm, mhm.
They'll say they'll pack it flat in a stiff cardboard mailer and sealed in a waterproof poly mailer, and you can have
I
that
mean,
for a buy now of $9.99. But anyway, I thought that was very clever.
yeah.
Perfect example of early Macintosh advertising. Okay. Next.
All right. Next up, we have a vintage Apple Macintosh Power CD working in the box. So this was, I've got one of these thanks to you. It was
Oh, yeah?
it was a standalone SCSI Power CD, CD player slash picture.
Audio CD.
You could
And
audio,
picture, right? Yeah, you can hook it up to your
put
TV if you wanted
you
to.
could hook it up to your TV, and you could do discs of pictures, and it would do a slideshows, which I've never actually tried to do. Came with a remote. Very, very nice looking. Didn't look like any other Apple product really at the time.
No, it had the like the PowerBook coloring, but
Yeah.
it didn't look like anything desktop. And I guess the idea, maybe they thought you would haul this around with your PowerBook.
With a PowerBook, maybe. Sure.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably make a nice companion to the maybe to the Macintosh TV. But yeah, really PowerBook. You're absolutely
Yeah.
right. Like a Duo or something. Anything that you've got the
Well, it'd be a
SCSI
while before you'd get CDs into
inside. Sure.
laptops. Yeah, they're just so
Right.
big. Yeah.
But here's the thing: is would this actually do data on a CD, or was it just
Yeah. It would.
music and pictures? Okay.
Yeah, it was a CD-ROM player.
Okay.
Did everything. Oh my goodness. Yes.
Wow. All right. Yeah. So the packaging, it's got the
There it is.
yeah. First of all, this is in the box. Oh, there's a very nice picture of it with a Macintosh portable of one variety or another.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this one, they do want it $449.99. So $450. There is a make an offer. Looks like this is coming out of Bend, Oregon. They're wanting for shipping to us about $51. What else can we say? I mean, it looks in great shape. The box
It's a
looks
great example. Yeah. I mean, when
It
the
is.
original
It is.
packaging, everything like that, this is
Oh, all right. So
Mhm.
in the description underneath, the seller says, I tested this Power CD in all three modes. I could listen to an audio CD through headphones or my stereo using the Power CD as a standalone player. I could also control the Power CD and to play CDs/CD-ROMs on my SE30 after installing the Power CD software.
Hmm.
And I could view sample photo CDs on my Panasonic HD plasma TV using the analog composite video cable. I also tested a
Wow.
remote and it works too. So there you go. So
I
again,
wonder,
you gave me one of these. I assume you have one. Have you ever used it? Have you ever hooked it up to anything?
Gosh, if I have, it's been a long, long time.
Okay.
Not recently, yeah. I wondered, it's quite a bit to pay for
It is.
something
It
like
is.
this. Although you're paying for the completeness and the packaging as well. I wonder what the retail price on this. I bet it was right up around that too. I wonder what somebody looked that up and see what Power CD costs in the beginning. If it was around that, maybe a little bit. It was probably even more. I remember my first Apple packaged CD-ROM drive wasn't this one. It was a more of a desktop one. It wasn't as portable. But
Oh,
I
okay.
can't remember paying like $800 for that. That was the one that was packaged with speakers as well. Yeah, I wonder what this cost. New, of course, in today's dollars would be a lot more.
right. Yeah, I was trying to see on Wikipedia. Unfortunately, it's got a page for the product, but it doesn't list the price. You probably have to go back to an old catalog, or magazine, and see what they've got it for. Sure.
All right. Speaking of packaging, it's always nice to have the box for the bag. You don't see this every day. So this is the original carrying case for the Macintosh, and it includes the original box for it.
Oh my gosh!
Awesome. So the title says Vintage 80s Apple Macintosh Computer Carry Bag with Strap Plus Box. And let's see, for your consideration, few scuffs on the back of the luggage tag. Original box is fair with tears, fading, old tape, and writing. Let's look at these pictures. So of course, you're paying mostly for the bag,
Mhm,
which
mhm.
there are a few out there available. This one's not in the best shape, but it does have the tag. It looks like everything's intact, no major rips or
Yeah,
stains.
I've noticed this as a problem on these is the
Mhm.
fraying around the
The
patch.
patch, yes,
Yeah.
because it has an
It's
edge,
got
and
this
so it
border,
catches.
sure.
Yeah, yeah. So a little fraying on the Six Color Apple logo embroidered patch, and but otherwise, pretty good shape. That's got all of the
Mhm.
feet on it. A lot of times you'll see the hardware because it's black painted metal hardware. You'll see that all beat up, but it looks like it's in pretty good shape. And there it is with the original box. I guess M0200 was the model number, and it's been reinforced with some duct tape. So, oh, there's a close up there of the patch. So yeah, maybe you could
Yeah, it's a
trim
little
that up a
maybe,
bit.
possibly, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But it
But
looks clean. It looks very clean
yeah,
inside
and
and
the
out.
inside doesn't look too bad either. Um, and yeah, oh, there's a better shot of the box.
Oh, well, see,
That's
now there you go. Oh, look at that logo.
this
They've
is what
got
I'm
a
more interested in
Picasso
than
logo of the bag. I've never seen that before. Wow.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
That's great.
saving
This
that. That is
yeah.
awesome.
So yeah, you got the artwork there of so I for this
That should have been the first picture on this eBay auction because that's going to be the most exciting thing about this, I think.
I think so too. Um, so that's what took me off. That's why I wanted to see this. The current bid is just $60. Bags by themselves go for around that. So
Mhm,
so
mhm.
far so good. This one's got 4 days to go. Um, we'll see. We'll see if people think the box is worth something a little extra on this one. I do recall seeing like promotional photos of that included the box,
Hmm.
like really old, but I can't remember actually, in the wild seeing the actual box as purchased. So, yeah, very cool. All right, moving on.
So you see where Klaus couldn't find a price for that model of the player, but
Oh,
the Apple CD 151 for
yeah,
599 in
right.
1992.
My guess is
Wow.
the Power CD went for more, um, because it had more. I mean, it was a portable thing, and it's had that little removable two-piece base station plus the remote control. I bet it went for a little bit more than that. All right, let's clear my throat here, and let's go in 3, 2, 1. All right. Well, it was Macworld magazine. We were looking in a few weeks back, and you saw an ad for Painter,
Hmm.
the natural painting software by Mark Zimmer and Tom Hedges. This is Fractal Design Corporation. So Painter, I think when it came out in like 91 or so.
Uh-huh.
And
Yep. Yep.
you had picked up a copy before then.
Oh, yeah. So, I used to work at the Photo Lab on
Mhm.
Eglin. And there's
Oh,
a lot of old software
yeah.
running around there. So I started there, I don't know, I think around like 2002. And, you know, the one of the guys there knew I was big into this stuff. So anytime he had like old stuff they were just getting rid of, he would go, "Hey, do you want this for your collection?" Sort of thing. And one of the coolest things, and again, full disclosure, I didn't actually use this software until yesterday when I tried it because the whole thing is how many software packaging uh, techniques do you know of that required like a screwdriver to get into?
Oh,
Because
not very
that's
few.
what you,
Well, talk about packaging for a minute, though.
yeah,
These days there is no packaging, right? Everything's just
right, yeah, hmm,
whatever. You press a button and it's on your device.
sure.
But back then, packaging
What
was
was
huge,
it
and
was
I can
huge. It was a
remember, yeah,
gimmick. It was sure. Hmm.
my earliest remembrance of like great packaging that said, "What the heck is this? I must have this because the packaging was, you know what it was? It was Spectre Supreme, or one of the Spectre
Oh,
games, because they had that big geometrical. And the thing about it is, I'm sure retailers hated it, right? Because they just wanted a
sure.
box that fit on a shelf, that's
Right.
stacked with everything else.
That's
But
stacked.
yeah, but
Do you remember the
Spectre,
marathon box?
yeah, huge, right? So
What?
you almost
Yeah.
had to have a special display for it because the box
Right.
was so unconventional but
Yeah.
eye-catching to the consumer. And so
Uh-huh.
it was a big deal. Those days are long gone, but how appropriate is this? So let's see it. This is the packaging, right? So it's that's like an actual full-size
It's an
paint can.
actual full-size paint can. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. So yes, so you can imagine selling this software. The people that were selling software getting these in to try to
Yeah.
shelve these. It's like, oh, so you could have, if it was normal boxing, you could have put 3 or 4 copies on the shelf in the place of one can.
Right.
So yeah, and it's pretty cool. I'm going to and I'm going to do, instead of doing an unboxing, we're going to do an uncanning here. So yeah, once you get the lid off. All right, so let's see what we've got in here. So we've got the fractal design, really cool textures for Windows order form. I don't know why it's for Windows, but we've got.
Which you said this is,
yeah,
you have version 2.
Version 2.
Did the original version, I wonder, come like this? That's what I
So
don't know.
I yes, because I think I
good.
originally had 2 cans. I think I had the 1 and the 2, not the 2 and the 3. Kind of getting ahead of myself. So now let's finish this first, and we'll talk about kind of the history.
Okay.
Yeah, software on floppy disks. It looks like we've got at least we've got 8 disks, 8 floppy disks. We've
quite a few discs.
Very nice.
I thought it would have been funny if there was this big can and there's like 1 disc in there.
Right. They have a very nice Painter manual, Painter 2.0 manual. And one of the other cool things, and I've got one of these mounted and hanging here in the Mac attic, was... Sorry for all the extra noise. Careful.
All right, what is that?
That is, it came with.
Oh my gosh, it keeps on going.
Never ends.
It's a scroll.
All right. Oh, okay. So here it is. So what they had, because I've got 2 in here. So this was actually they had a long skinny poster, because of course they had to fit in the paint can. So this is actually there's a poster that came with Painter 4. So that must have been the other model. That they originally had a cam for there. And then here is, I've got the Painter 2 poster.
Okay. So
and again, I've got one of these. It came with with a very nice.
Show you all the things that you're not capable of doing because you're not as talented as our professional artists.
Yeah. But very neat, and and they gave you a nice sample of what kind of the paint program could do. Like I said, I've got one hanging on the wall in here because it's just a very, very cool poster.
But no paint. After all, no paint.
That's right. Yeah. What the heck? At least I don't have to worry about it drying out on you. So I was playing around with Painter 2 in Sheep Shaver yesterday. And it's a very nice program. It's still missing some very important later technologies, and those would be multiple undos and layers, I have to say.
Yeah.
That's something that you get used to really quickly and miss very, very quickly when you try to use older software. But speaking of older software, the history of this is kind of cool. So did you know this program is still available today? I did not know this because at looks like in early 2000s, Corel bought the software from Fractal Design. So that's kind
of part of the Corel suite.
Yeah.
And so it exists in some form,
Sure.
at least some legacy form. I doubt there's one line of code that stuck around. That'd be cool if there was. But yeah, Painter 2023 is still a very powerful package. Which I was looking through Painter. This isn't my thing,
right?
This type of software, but I was scrolling through what it offers, and my gosh, it's as current as anything. I mean, talk about M1 based support and tablets and everything, Mac PC, and then if you were to buy this in a paint can, they show some art that would be on the poster that would be inside.
Right. So here's the thing: is when they originally bought it, they released. Hang on a second. They released a limited edition in the paint can again.
No kidding.
Yeah. So yeah, in 2007, Corel released version Painter X, Painter 10, I'm guessing, which was at first available in a limited edition paint can, a nod to the packaging for the early releases of the software. So, pretty cool. So, but here's one other thing I wanted to bring up is at one point they had named the painter program Procreate Painter. There's actually an iPad paint program called Procreate right now. I guess has nothing to do with it. As a matter of fact, I was wondering if you did, because it's made by Savage Industries, but I'm guessing not. But so yeah, that's kind of funny that there's still a paint program out there for the iPad. I kind of wish I knew about this. So I use a program called Art Rage, which is another. It simulates the different, like oil. You can do oils, you can do watercolors, and that's the whole thing behind this. It isn't just pixels, your standard like clones and stuff like that. You can do that, but the big thing is being able to like do what looks like mixed media, be it ink, watercolor effects, and that sort of thing. And there's some really, really amazing stuff that I've seen done with it. I unfortunately have not done much with it.
Yeah.
But because I'm more of a kind of design versus artist, unfortunately.
Well, it looks like you can get pretty much all the versions. Well, maybe all except for the most current ones.
But you can Macintosh Garden, but yeah, you can get it up to past when Corel did it. They've got up to Painter 10, Painter 9, and Painter 10.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I do also want to mention the one comment that Tom Barber said in the
why is it
the chat? John has a room full of Macs behind him from all eras, so I was using Sheep Shaver. It was simply because yesterday I was like, that was just the easiest way to get it versus I've got my G4 Titanium right there on my desk, but it was just very quick and easy to just download it from Macintosh Garden and pop it into it.
Well, and more importantly, it was going to be very easy for you to share your screen and show a little bit.
Until right. So my computer inside the house has got High Sierra running on it, and I've got everything very nicely configured for all the emulators. When I got the new Mac Pro out here, I went ahead and bumped it all the way up to Monterey, and of course none of the old emulators are working. I need to download the new versions to get them reconfigured, so was not able to.
All right, well, I think that's got to take the prize for one of the coolest software packaging that we've ever seen.
All right,
John.
Steve sent a Facebook message with the modern paint can from 2007.
Pull it up?
Yeah, I'm going to try.
All right, we'll show it here. All right, well, while you're working on that, I'm gonna move on to the news. You got it handy? We'll just flash it.
Almost.
Oh,
yeah.
All right. Here we go. Does that mean, Steve, that you have the modern paint can?
Come on now.
Come on. You can do
Come
it.
on. All right.
You can do it.
There we go. Okay. Let's see if I can share this. Yeah, too many windows. I've got too many windows open. Here we go. All right. See if I can share
This better be worth it, Steve.
Well,
The pressure's on you, not on John. This is on you, Steve. If this is not
come on.
exciting. Well,
don't worry. I'll work on it. Yeah. It's coming up with. Do you want Chrome to do this? Do you want it? Yeah. Open system preferences.
Send it to me. I can, if you.
There you go. Yeah.
Shoot it to me. It'll take me
easier.
a half a second to throw it up.
Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you, John. Send it to me.
Yep, I am.
Oh, Bam. You are. We're
just done.
All right, there it is. Yeah, this is a disappointment. No. Let's see here. Now, see if in Skype, if you could drag and drop, you cannot. You cannot. How can you not drag and drop an image in a chat window? I mean, it's just it's the most basic thing ever, right? It's so annoying. So now I gotta save as. I gotta do this. It's just and then. What is the deal with Safari? How I can't drag an image onto an open window and open it in Safari? Right. It creates a background. Do you know about this nonsense?
No.
Oh my gosh, it's so annoying.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Everything. All right. Anyway, here it is. Let's zoom in on this guy. Thanks, Steve. There's what it looks like. There's the paint can. So it was Painter 10 or X, however you want to say it, limited edition. Beautiful paint can. All right.
All right. And there's the link to the actual link that Steve sent me.
So. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right. Moving on in 3, 2, 1. Well, what do you know? Another Apple One is up for auction. This one is just not any Apple One. It is the Apple One prototype.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. So it's up at RR auction. The bidding ends on 18 August. It's already up to $407,000 after 19 bids. And looks like you got to crank it up another 40K or so. The next bid will be 447. If you want to jump in, go for it. Anybody there in the chat? Let me read a bit of the description here. It says Steve Jobs' original Apple Computer A prototype, hand soldered by Woz in 1976 and used to secure Apple's first big order. This is a historic early prototype example of the computer that started it all. Steve Jobs' own Apple I computer prototype, hand soldered by Wozniak on a unique Apple Computer A printed circuit board. In 1976, Jobs used this prototype to demonstrate the Apple I to Paul Terrell, owner of the Byte Shop in Mountain View, California, one of the first personal computer stores in the world. The demo resulted in Apple Computer's first big order and changed the course of the company. What Jobs and Woz had conceived as part of a $40 do-it-yourself kit for hobbyists became, at Terrell's request, a fully assembled personal computer sold at $666.66. Wozniak later placed Terrell's purchase order for 50 Apple Ones. In perspective, he said, quote, "That was the biggest single episode in all of the company's history. Nothing in subsequent years was so great and so unexpected." There you go. And so there's some great pictures of this thing. It's a little beat up. It's had some damage done to it. This is more artifact. I mean, you're not talking.
Sure. It belongs in a museum.
Functional. It does. And there's a heck of a lot of detail in here, including some wonderful sleuthing that
like comparing Polaroid pictures.
Yeah. To figure out exactly what this thing was. And you see it's different than the ones you've seen before, right? The coloring of the board, you see the Apple Computer A. You can see the wires,
Copyright 76.
the jumpers and everything here. Look at the clothes. They even analyzed the soldering, and somebody determined that this was hand soldered by Wozniak because it had the three-handed technique. Do you know about that? I didn't even know about this.
Nope.
Apparently, there's this three-handed technique, except it's two hands and a mouth, because Woz would have, he'd have two hands going, but he'd have the solder in his mouth as his third.
Oh, wow.
Which I'm not sure that's
Probably
something you should be doing.
Not the best. Sure.
Probably not. Yeah. What else can we say? I mean, you can go to, again, rrauction.com. You can read all about it. There's also some variations of the chips on there. It represented some decision points for the final version. Just on and on. I mean, this is something, so gosh, what is this going to go for?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's still got, what do we got? Almost 2 weeks to go. Gosh, you think this will crack a mill? I don't know. But you got to think that this should be, by all accounts, the most significant Apple computer of all time.
Absolutely. Right.
Except for maybe the Macintosh TV. No. Or maybe the 2VI or something. No. This should be it.
Yeah.
So what do the people with the money, what do they think? So anyway, we'll be keeping our eye on this. And let's see. Let's I was going to talk about this next thing, but we might, if Steve's willing to jump in after we finish the full recording for the YouTube audience, he'll jump in and talk about. Well, I'll mention it. We're going to talk about Steve's wonderful eBay find. This very curious 512 that had a dual floppy design. But we'll save that. We'll save that for the end of the formal show, and maybe he can jump in and then we can chat about this thing because it's just so cool. All right, but we will close out the news with a Nanoraptor Dana
I love the Nanoraptor stuff.
Sure. Creation. The caption reads, "Puppy Mac is a very good little Mac that needs a pat." Puppy Mac is this thing, which is a Macintosh Color Classic Pro. It seems like we've talked about this one. I don't know, but it's Color. It's COLOUR. So this is a foreign model. I'll figure that out. It's got a gray screen on the screen capture here.
Oh no, it's color. Look at the Apple logo. It's a gray.
Oh yeah, background. It's just running a gray. Yeah. Oh yeah, I see. You're right. But these are the ones. These are my favorite. These are the ones that looks like real hardware, not just even a mock-up.
Yeah,
this is like sitting on a desk. It's even got some discoloration on it. Looks like it could be cleaned up.
I would have bought this.
Yeah, you could have stuck this on eBay and kind of like the dual floppy 512, throwing this up and say, "Here, rare prototype, unreleased hardware, found in a warehouse after 30 years, for sale, $9,999, something like that." But well done, another masterpiece. Okay. All right, let's close the show out, and then maybe we'll invite Steve on. All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1. All right. Well, thanks for coming back after our absence for another episode. Next week, I think we'll look at a recent acquisition that's through a friend of a friend. So my good friend Bob was cleaning out his attic, I think, or
a garage, or garage.
He had been accumulating this stuff. He's a Mac guy from way back, and I don't know if I over the years have gotten some of his stuff, but he was getting rid of stuff, and we were texting over a long period of time, and I just can't. I don't have the space for any of this, but I knew that John would be interested, and through Bob's generosity, he just wound up giving everything to John.
And and it's one of those we'll talk
which
about.
Which I regret now that I should have accepted it all and then sold it to John. I missed an opportunity, so that's on me. But you wound up coming away with some cool stuff, and I don't even know the full. So I want to hear the whole story.
Yeah.
Where the stuff was, what else was there,
right?
What was going on, and so we'll talk about that next week. But there's at least, I don't know, half a dozen things. I don't know what the count is, but I think it's a worthy story. So we'll talk about that next week. Anything else?
No.
All right.
That's
okay.
it.
Well, until next week, remember, it's not old.
It's a retro.
Okay.
All
now,
right.
bonus time. Where's Steve? Does he have a link? Let's see.
He said he was. You need to send him the StreamYard.
Yeah. How do I do that? What's the fastest path? Let's see if I can.
Well, if he knows to check, he was just on Facebook, so you could probably just message him in Facebook.
I'll message it to him. There you go. It's in your Facebook Messenger, Steve. Oh, there he is. Oh, that's not him.
Bam.
No, that's the. So there he is. That's my screen. That's my shared screen. Hey, there he is, Steve. How are you doing? It's good to see you. Oh, and you got the dual floppy
quiet today.
Oh, that's all right. Don't be nervous. Just go ahead. Oh my gosh. All right. Oh, I lost one. Okay.
We were just talking about unusual packaging that had been a pain for.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So yeah, the marathon box.
Yeah. Oh, look there he is, in all his glory.
Hello.
He's even dressed for the occasion and everything. Are you dressed like that always?
No,
you do.
No, I won't tell you how I was dressed when I was just watching. But.
Okay, well, please. Let me just imagine.
Sir, this show is PG.
Family show.
At least he was
how you
dressed.
both doing? It's been a while.
Yeah, man.
It has. Yeah. So we did. You got a side project you're working on.
I got a few
for our mutual friend. Well, the one I'm talking about is for our friend David Grealish.
Yes.
And so you're not going to talk about that one about that.
All I will say is David and I are working on a lovely project, and I would love to not take the spotlight away from him. It's his baby and everything. So love to have him on with you guys. I think we're knee deep in editing, let's just say. So I'd love to have something where we could show you in a little bit.
Yeah. So this is Lisa documentary. That's no secret. He's been working on this for quite a long time, and John and I are involved because we were interviewed as part of it. I'm sure that's on the cutting room floor, but
no, it is not. I went back in and I put 4 of you guys in because that's what it means.
All right. Well, then the payoff is working.
Just keep those checks coming.
All right, but that's a topic for another day when David can join us. But yeah, the dual floppy Mac, is it there with you right now?
Yes, it is. I have a second camera. There's a sunbeam glowing at me right now, so making sure that that is not a problem. But let's see if we could do this here. I'm going to change my camera through the magic of the internet here. And see if this wants to work. Hey, there we go. Hopefully you can still see me. Can you hear me still?
Oh yeah, we can hear you.
Right. So this is the oddity. And if sorry for the sun glare, but there's nothing much I could do about that.
No, it looks fine.
The basement window is perfectly placed. But so essentially, this was on eBay, and if you watch the video that these fine folks were talking about before. I had no idea what it was. It was just, listed as a Macintosh 512 with the model number sticker on the back. And when I got it, it was in okay shape physically, but the voltages were very low. So it would turn on, but it wouldn't even try and boot. It was, very, very strange. So I had to recap the entire analog board. Actually, through the magic of having a camera on a tripod, I had to recap the entire analog board here. So those are all new caps. But this little guy here was a trouble. This is L2, and it's one of the little adapters, converter components, whatever, that adjusts the width of the horizontal signal. So that was busted. And so when I turned it on, I got a little faint white line. And
oh, no.
Yeah. So I figured that out, thankfully, from yelling at a bunch of my friends. And they were graciously able to help me out. So let's turn it on. Now, I will say the floppy drives still need to be fixed. They're all gummed up and terrible. But the machine does turn on. So let me plug a keyboard in. Otherwise, we won't get too far without a keyboard and a mouse. But whoever did this, and I have some photos in the video, whoever cut this out was so careful. Because if I do a zoom here, let's see if we could get a good shot. It is.
It's so
pretty
clean. Sure. Yeah.
And even from the back, there are no scratches or anything to suggest that somebody was hacking at it for a while. But let's turn it on. Now it's not an ordinary 512, as you'll no doubt.
Yeah, it's like an accelerator, right, or something.
Yeah, there is a I think it's a Dove Corporation Mac Snap. I think there's two upgrades. There's one on the ROM socket, which hopefully didn't get displaced. It might have. Oh wait, that's why this SCSI adapter is USB powered. So I have to. There's no termination power, of course. I have to plug this in. Let's see if might have to boot. There it goes.
There you go.
And so I have a blue SCSI plugged into here with that SCSI adapter, which is onto the logic board. But essentially it has Mac Plus ROMs in it. And for some reason, this image wants me to open up local talk. Oh, and the mouse is disconnected. That's great. I'll just plug that in. Hopefully it doesn't complain. You're getting the true experience here.
Look at that.
But it's interesting because there's two upgrades. There's the Mac Snap upgrade to give it the SCSI functionality and a pass-through of the Mac Plus ROMs. And then there's another upgrade here that gives it more memory. It's this board that I show in the video that's almost the size of the logic board itself. It's like sandwiched onto it. And I think it snaps into the memory controllers, but it gives it a whopping amount of memory. So this is a 512K, and now you have 2 whole megabytes.
Oh, nice.
So that's much more usable than 512 for sure. And I know that I have another upgrade. I think that gives you 6 megs, which is 4 usable, 2 as a RAM disk. So I might have to swap that in or something like that. But I'm very thrilled it's working.
Yeah, that's great.
Because I've never seen anything crazy like this before. So
is the next step now to ungum the floppies? And
oh, certainly. Yeah, I want to get both of these working. I was joking with a few others that it would be so cool to have like a super disk LS120 drive in here, but I think a SCSI version of that costs more than I'm willing to dish out. I know that System 7 would understand it, so we'll just leave it as the dual 800K FrankenMac.
Yeah. Well, is it dual? Well, was the other one upgrade to an 800K drive, or is it?
Yes. So both of the disk drives are 800K because I don't think you'd be able to fit 2 400K drives. In fact, I'm going to shut it off. We'll just look at the back real quick.
I didn't know if it had one of each, the original stock plus. So you're saying this swapped out the original floppy?
Yeah. So let's turn this around without electrocuting myself.
Oh my gosh, that'd be great for our.
So yeah, that looks like a cage out of a dual floppy SE, then, doesn't it?
Yeah, so they took the cage either out of a Plus, or they drilled holes into it, or they stole it out of another machine. But there are 2 800K disk drives there. So
nice.
And we move the cable here. You might be able to see.
Is there a way to
that's the Max, the Dove upgrade.
Is there a way to tell without having those drives operating mechanically that the Mac is recognizing them as both being there?
They did make noise.
Okay.
So when before I recapped the logic board, you had this one plugged in directly, and then as I magically fish around with my hand, where'd it go? Here it is. Sorry, making you guys dizzy. This cable was plugged into the second drive, and just daisy chained. There was a hole in the side of the case. And this is just daisy chained to the back. So what I would like to do
That's funny.
to make that a little cleaner is I can desolder this connector, or I could just solder cables to it. And just route that internally, because all it is piggybacking on that connector. But that would be, I think, really, really neat to keep this as a dual floppy configuration, because I think that's what gives it its charm. Obviously, otherwise it's just another upgraded 512. But this thing has seen some stuff.
That's amazing, all the work to put into that somebody put into this. But it goes to show you that for that time period, how necessary another floppy drive was.
Oh, sure.
When you had
it was something that I was thinking about, John, for a while, and John and James for a while, because I was thinking of you guys when I saw this on eBay, because I'm like, was this like a weird mod that somebody did, or was this like a thing you could mail out for? And I'm like, those guys would know about it, but I didn't have time to think in order to buy it, because somebody posted it publicly. So I'll just buy the stupid thing and figure it out.
I'm glad, or I think I'm glad that I didn't see it, because otherwise we would have been into a vicious war to try to get this thing. This thing is so peculiar that it would just.
And you would have had to recap it too, because this was not. I think it was only spitting out 4 volts on the 5-volt rail, so it was certainly not a happy camper. You just get to turn it around so you get the one last time.
Everybody, the whole community is lucky or fortunate that you got it, of all people. You found it, rescued it, and are giving it the love it deserves.
Well, that's what I want to do with these things. It's if it sits in my basement not doing anything and collecting dust, that's not really helping out the community. And I was interested in it, and so I know everyone who saw it was like, "Huh, I want to look at it too."
Gosh, that's so exciting.
That's really
so
neat.
Exciting. That's the stuff that pops up on eBay. So well done, and thanks for giving us a little tour, and good luck with restoring its former glory.
I think I'll name the top floppy drive James and the bottom floppy drive John. You could fight over placement. We'll do sponsorships.
Fantastic. All right. Well, we wanted to keep it brief, let you get back to whatever I know you're busy.
Back to my Sunday morning cartoons.
We can do, and we shall do the same.
And I wanted to tell John, I have the same painter can in the corner. You can't hardly see it. It's all the way up there. But does yours say not for resale on it, like a little pink label on the side?
It says not for export.
Oh, okay.
For use in USA and Canada only.
We'll have to compare cans after the show.
It. That's right.
That's awesome.
Not for export, really. That's kind of.
Well, maybe it's classified as a weapon in other countries.
Well, the can could possibly hurt somebody.
All right. Well, thanks again. We'll I guess I'll play it out, and we'll see everybody next week.
Thanks for listening to the RetroMacCast with James and John. Email listener comments and questions to retromaccast@gmail.com or post comments on our website at www.retromaccast.com.